Singapore badminton player Loh Kean Yew, ranked 26th in the world, will compete in the Indonesia Open quarterfinals later today after a surprise win over world number 1 Kento Momota yesterday. Take a look.
He's missed it. I can't believe it. Momota has missed the net kill, and Loh Kean Yew was booked his place in the quarterfinal, beating the two-time former champion.
Kean Yew there in red, becoming the first Singaporean to reach a Super 1000 quarterfinal since 2018. Well, these Super 1000 events are a level below the top-tier World Tour finals. With more is sports correspondent David Lee. Welcome back to The Big Story, David. So Momota is the world number 1, of course. Kean Yew is ranked 26th. By ranking alone, yesterday's result is rather fantastic, but help us further understand the significance of Kean Yew's win and the possible impact it has on his career.
Right. Hi, Olivia. So in the world of men's badminton now, the two top dogs are world number 1 Kento Momota and world number 2 Victor Axelsen. And everyone is trying to play catch-up. So Momota is the reigning world champion, while Axelsen is the new Olympic champion. So they are kind of like Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal in their prime, if you will. Everyone wants to beat them, but obviously not everybody can. So beating Momota is definitely a milestone for Kean Yew because it confirms he belongs among badminton's elite. And this result is not a fluke when you consider who he has beaten in the last 6 weeks. They include 3 top 10 players and another 3 in the top 20. And Kean Yew just has this special quality when he walks out on court that few players have. It is not exactly an aura or swagger like Lin Dan used to have. You know when you see a lower ranked player, when he steps out against a top player, you can tell from the body language, this fella is going to lose. But that's different with Kean Yew. When he goes out to play, you always feel he has a chance to win, regardless of who he's up against. He's positive, he's bouncing about, light on his feet. And I don't think that can be coached. That comes from within. So before the Olympics, he told me his goal was to become the first Singaporean to win an Olympic badminton medal. Many laughed when the story came out at the time because who is he when nobody has done it before? I just hope that those who were laughing then are now glued to their screens watching this champion play, because this series of good results will only serve to reinforce his belief. So another bigger picture significance of Kean Yew and of course Yeo Jia Min's achievements lately are that it will help raise the profile of Singapore badminton, and hopefully this will lead to a virtuous cycle where more aspiring players will come forward to form a bigger talent pool for future generations of national players.
Well said. Fingers crossed for that scenario to happen in the near future. But let's go back to Kean Yew. So, you know, you mentioned his latest results and the fact that he has beaten several top players, and this is all happening after the Olympics. Do you think that Tokyo 2020 was a turning point for him?
Right, so I think the Tokyo Olympics came a bit too soon for him, to be honest, and the pandemic took the wind out of his sails. He was on an upward trajectory in 2019, beating Lin Dan and making the last 16 of the World Championships that year. But the pandemic disrupted training and competition schedules, and I don't think he had enough high-quality preparations in Singapore given the restrictions going into Tokyo. And he narrowly lost to Indonesia's world number 7, Jonathan Christie, and missed out on knockout rounds there. After the Olympics, however, he went straight into a 1-month training stint with Victor Axelsen in Dubai, where he was also able to spar with up-and-coming players like India's world number 19, Lakshya Sen. So in a way, yes, I think Tokyo 2020 whet his appetite, and the stint with Axelsen definitely raised his levels because we can all see his fitness and defensive game have improved vastly.
Right. Well, don't forget, of course, you know, Kean Yew, he won the Hilo Open earlier this month, and he is only 24 years old. So based on his achievements, David, and what you know about, you know, the careers of top badminton players, is Kean Yew at his peak, or is he more like on his way to reaching that?
Right. For sure, his best is yet to come. The aim must be to achieve something big at Paris 2024. But what I can't say for sure is how long his prime years will be. There are a few factors affecting this. You know, many of the top players have complained about the punishing schedule of the World Tour currently, not in a whiny way, because I'm sure in this pandemic era, they would rather have competition and prize money to play for than nothing. But the reality is, if competitions are going to be held back-to-back in a bubble because of the pandemic, the top players will likely suffer. And they have to play to maintain their world rankings, which are important for competition seeding and simply to make a living. Take Momota, for example. He played in the Indonesia Masters final on Sunday, That's 5 straight matches in a tournament from the round of 32. And then he has to play the Indonesia Open first round on a Tuesday. Take nothing away from Kean Yew because he also had a long schedule, but by Kean Yew's own admission, Momota was probably at 60%, while Kean Yew was at 80%. So whether or not such exertions will have an impact on a player's condition in the long term, only time will tell. Another thing is, if you were breathless just watching their match, imagine what is it like for the players. You know, Kean Yew has improved and is able to match the world's best players because his defense has improved. But at the same time, playing a patient game against the top level players requires an extraordinary amount of fitness and focus. I'm not sure how long a player can keep up this back and forth, in this 6.7 meter by 5.2 meter box. It's like making multiple shuttle runs in 1 hour and pivoting in all directions while having to fling your body on the concrete floor. It is punishing. So, while it's great to see Kean Yew and Jia Min do so well in 2021, it is very, very important for the association and the Singapore Sport Institute to closely monitor and manage their recovery moving towards the Paris Olympics in 2024, when hopefully we can talk again about something as magical.